Alright folks, we are back again for another video. In this one, we're going to be having a brand new look at the miniature for Helm Hammerhand. As we know, the War of the Rohirrim set is on its way later this year. We're going to be getting a brand new starter set that will contain a whole bunch of new Rohan miniatures and all that kind of good stuff. You're about to see a link down to that in the comments below if you want to go and check it out. But we got another miniature reveal this week, which is an absolutely fantastic rendition of Helm Hammerhand in more of the guise of the character from the anime, rather than the older miniature we have already got in the range from the War in Rohan books. So this is the new miniature for Helm, as you can see, with his fists at the ready. This is very much more a version of Helm as he would have been later on in his sort of saga, when he's prowling the snowy climbs outside the Hornburg, as he looks for members of Wulf's army to slay in the night, with his mighty fists, as you can see there, demonstrated so ably. He also has the horn around his waist, which I think is quite nice as well. So yes, Princes Haleth and Hammer aren't the only members of Rohan royalty stepping in from the movie screen to your tabletop. Hail the king of the Rohirrim himself, Helm Hammerhand, Wraith of the Hornburg, which is again a very nice touch based on his own little story. So yes, if you don't know the tale of Helm, I won't spoil it here, as they say, but definitely worth checking it out, or obviously just waiting for the anime movie to come out and watching it as part of War of the Rohirrim. But yes, as you can see, stricken with grief and has become a shadow of his former self, doesn't make him any less dangerous, and he now spends his time stalking the snowy landscapes around the Hornburg, slaying the followers of Wulf with his bare hands. You might think that Helm is at a disadvantage, as he does not carry any weapons, but you'd be wrong, because of course he is Helm Hammerhand, and he is more than capable of felling a man with a single punch, and this is reflected as part of his special rule, the Hammerhand. So the Hammerhand, Helm is incredibly strong, stronger by far than normal men, being a descendant of the great heroes of the Edain. It was said that a single punch from the king of Rohan could slay a man. Spoilers for the story. Helm is never considered to be unarmed, ever. I love that. Nice little characterful touch. He is a mighty hero, but that is not his only special rule. He will also have Berserker Rage, which will be interesting, and we'll also find out what the Horn of the Hammerhand has when it's used alongside his enemies. So yes, a brand new miniature, again slightly more going down the anime route in terms of its look and feel. It's distinctly different, I think, especially in the facial design, from some of the other characters that we've seen, especially like the old Helm. So this is the old Helm Hammerhand miniature that was done in Forge World resin back when War of Rohan came out. A reasonably nice miniature. I don't think people were particularly a fan of the paint scheme, I guess, here, but the actual miniature wasn't too bad, and it would be quite nice, I suppose, to get maybe both of these. So have this version of Helm for earlier on in the story, perhaps, alongside his sons, and then switch over to this version of Helm when you want to dive into battles around the Hornburg later on during his adventures. But yeah, a very interesting miniature. I really like the look of it just as it is. I'm a big fan of Rohan anyway, so this was always going to be a winner for me. But I think they've done a really nice job there of kind of mimicking the look of the anime art, as you can see there, looking very nice indeed. And it'll be fun to see how he slots into the rest of the collection as a whole. I would imagine that, much like with this version of Helm, it will be a Forge World resin miniature to go alongside the plastic set. I don't think it says anywhere particularly here whether or not it's plastic or resin, but I would assume it will be resin, as that tends to be a case with a lot of the main characters. Yeah, doesn't say, but there we go. And yeah, I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with this one, diving in and adding it into the mix alongside the rest of the Rohan forces. I think the only one we're missing then is Hera, then, I suppose, who is his daughter, the Shield Maiden of Rohan. So yeah, we'll have to see where she pops up in the whole shebang. I was going to say, actually, we do have a warband builder somewhere. Here we go. And if we go to Good Armies Rohan, and we go to Helm Hammerhand, Can we check out his card? Here we go. Here we go. So this is how the character works currently within the game. Just a little aside, I just remember we had this. So yeah, currently he's move 6, fight 5 with a 4+, obviously for shooting. Not that he needs that. He's strength 5 normally with a defensive 7, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, and 6 courage. 3 might, 3 will, and 1 fate. Makes sense for the character. The Horn of the Hammerhand currently is a war horn, so that's obviously good, but causes terror when he charges into combat. It'd be interesting to see if it does exactly the same thing. He also has Inspiring Presence, so Rohan warrior models within 6 inches gain +1 fight, which is great. And the Hammerhand, he may choose to use his fist instead of his sword, in which case he may use the bash special rule, but never counts as an arm. So that's there, but they also obviously got the bash rule in there. I think they've taken out special strikes with the new edition, which I think is good anyway. But there we go. And he came in at a whopping 165 points back then. But there we go. So that was the old Helm, as you can see here. I would imagine that a fair amount of this will probably carry over, probably even the stat line I would imagine as well. Why change something if it works? Obviously he doesn't have his horse in this case, but there we go. But yeah, if you're looking to get your hands on the new Helm Hammerhand miniature, it'll be no doubt out around November this year, probably maybe even December, possibly pre-orders in November, moving into a December release. That would be my guess alongside the films. But yes, it's going to be a very fun Lord of the Rings style Christmas for a lot of us, as is the way. But yes, I'll move on, get something to another video. Let me know what you think of Helm in the comments down below. Do you like the new miniature? Do you like the way it looks? Would you have preferred to have him been more like this version of him? Or do you like this updated version? I think it looks quite nice. He's very angry Santa. Very cool. Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye for now.